everyone, Christina here for Card Player TV for another edition of Strategy. Today we're going to talk about 3-betting in Limit Omaha 8 or better. We talked to Miami John Cernuto and asked him what goes into his decision making when considering a 3-bet preflop.
There's certain conditions, criteria that I use. Number one is if you're going to 3-bet, you usually want to 3-bet with a hand that I would consider being Group 1 Omaha hand. And that, of course, includes all the ones that everybody knows about. Ace, deuce, 3, queen, ace, deuce, 4, all the ace, 3, 5, all those kind of hands. But that almost always goes without saying. Now, there are other situations when you want to do it, when you're up against an aggressive player who is very, very loose. And he's been showing down some hands that are very, very weak. Now I like to 3-bet him with even a little more marginal. When I go more marginal, I say with like ace, queen, jack 3, ace 10, jack 4, double suited, things like that. A player like that. Always want to do it when you can establish position. Once there's been a raise and say several callers, there's no more point in 3-betting because Omaha has just too many cards out there against you. There's already 3 people in the pot. That's 12 cards that can beat you already. So I mean, unless you have the monster ace, deuce, 3 double suited, there's no point in trying to 3-bet it because the purpose of 3-betting is to isolate and get it heads up because your hands always play better heads up.
So if you're the next to act and there's no callers of the first raise, you want to...
First act?
No, if someone has raised before you, you want to 3-bet someone if you're the next person to act so that it's going to be 2 bets to the next people to come. Is that what you're saying?
It's going to be 3 bets for the next people to come. Okay. They're going to have to come with a hand, and sometimes the really good players may lay down a hand slightly better than yours.
Okay.
Now, they may have like an ace deuce 6, 7. You don't even have ace deuce, but you're a little better on the high side. You may get rid of some of the better players. So it's really important to play those hands aggressively against a looser player.
When you're getting shorter stacked, do you want to slow down your 3-betting?
No, when I'm short stacked and I have a hand that I want to 3-bet with, I'm still going to continue doing that. I'm not going to worry about, I'm not going to make my hand, because a lot of times you let someone else in, and that's the hand that beats you and sends you out the door. So I'm still going to play the same way, because these hands are good hands. They're not isolation plays in the sense like they do in No Limit, where they can put a lot of pressure on somebody where they're not going to call them. These are hands that, I definitely want to isolate somebody with. I don't want too many players in a pot, and that's why I'm going to go. That's why I'm going to be 3-betting.
So do you think that's a big mistake that people make, is they 3-bet when they should just be calling if other people have already come into the pot?
Yes, as long as they don't have the top 3 or 4 hands in Omaha 8 or better, it doesn't accomplish much more to get much more money in the pot. It's almost like the same as Raz, where you got a really good hand like an ace 3, 5, and you're raising, and then you get re-raised, and you re-raise. You're still kind of on a draw, and the next card can make you a big dog. So once there's several people in the pot, I don't really like 3-betting unless I have ace, deuce, 3.
Okay. And when you do isolate maybe a loose preflop raiser with a 3-bet, how often are you continuing or putting a continuation bet in when they check to you? Every time?
Yeah, pretty much 90% of the time. Pretty much, like I'm never going to do it with a hand like ace deuce 3, 4 or ace deuce 3, 5. Those are good low hands, and I'm not going to jeopardize my chips when the flop comes big. I want to have something big to bet on the flop, to make a continuation bet. So even if it's just ace king and the flop is queen jack, I'm going to keep firing. And of course, if I make my hand, I'm going to keep firing. If it's a total miss, like three clubs, I'm going to take one shot at it and hope he doesn't play back at me and still try to pick up the pot. But that's pretty much it. Once I'm played with and I know I don't have anything, I'm done. Because even the loose player beats you sometimes too.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you so much, John.
You're welcome. Pleasure seeing you again.
Nice to see you too. Christina with John Cernuto for Card Player TV.